then, so last video review for this week is for One Way or Another by A.L. Brooks, which was my Ylva arc. If you want to check out my Goodreads review, it's just a little bit further down the page if you're on Facebook, or if you're on YouTube, it's in the description below. And this is the video review. So if you've been following the reading updates for One Way or Another, you will know that I have been having the best time learning that Bethany is not all she seems. I loved this book. I already have fallen in love with A.L. Brooks' work. I really have. I've read 2 of her stories already. This was the 3rd one I've read, and her writing is just so brilliant. It draws me in, I get lost in the story, and I just love it from the first chapter, which is exactly what happened with this book. It introduces you to both the main characters in the first chapter, and the way they meet is quite different to how I perhaps sort of expected them to meet, but then I don't expect anything less from A.L. Brooks, I really don't. That little, not a shock factor, but unusual settings, and I loved it. It was great. It was the perfect setting for the pair of them as well, because Bethany, I had this, if you've watched Matilda, you'll know what I mean. She has this, like, she's a primary school teacher, so I automatically just thought of Miss Honey, and I thought, oh god, she's going to be like this Miss Honey type. Then there's got Sarah, she's like this confident businesswoman, and she's going to be like, she's going to be hot, and she's going to be all like, she's going to know what she wants, she's just going to go for it. And then like it's going to be Bethany who gets all like scared off and everything. No, like it's not like that at all. Like Bethany can stand on her own 2 feet. She's like Miss Honey, but like she's like got all this personality. I don't know how to describe her. I'm trying to think of the right type of person. She's very bold without trying, if you know what I mean. She sort of knows she's doing it, does it, but doesn't do it on purpose. And I think the thing with Bethany is she was just so, when the first scene sort of happened and you just reading the first chapter and you're thinking, oh my god, like Sarah's gonna like cheer up and spit her out, and it was like totally different. It wasn't like that at all. Sarah was so unsure of herself in the end, and that's what I like, seeing that, you know, confident, cocky character be sort of knocked a little bit by feelings and emotion, and being a bit overwhelmed by it all, where the meek and shy one's sort of like, oh yeah, okay, right, I'll take control of this situation then. And Bethany does, to be fair, take control of the situation, and she goes after what she wants, and she actually teaches Sarah a lot about going after what you want. And Sarah doesn't just learn that lesson from Bethany, she learns it from her Aunt Evelyn and her carer, her Aunt Evelyn's carer, Jonathan, who keep telling her that she needs to settle down and stop having this wild like lifestyle, like one night stands is not the way forward. But and then her aunt gets a kick out of like her lifestyle and hearing about it. So it was like, oh, there's some conflict in there, so much conflict, not only between Bethany and Sarah, but between themselves and their own consciences. Like both of them were unique in the way that they were awkward and unsure, but for different reasons, and different traits about them made them the way they behaved and sort of everything. It was just, oh, they were like 2 perfect characters, perfect for each other, couldn't be any more different, but were so meant to be together, and you're rooting for them from the very start. And it's just not that simple for them, and you're like, oh come on, I just want to bang your 2 heads together, like come on, get it together. And the thing is, like with Bethany, she goes on this date with like Jessica, who's an old like crush, like she's had a crush on her for years, and it turns out to be a real disappointment. And I was like, oh god, that's a shame. Like, not like it wasn't a shame, because I was really rooting for her and Sarah, but you know, when you just think, great, where's the hope now? The crushes are disappointing, please Sarah, don't be disappointing, don't disappoint her in the end, get your act together, sort of thing. And I just loved their story. I just loved the way they were so slow burn. They weren't just like, in their minds they knew what they wanted, but they were just taking so long to get to it because of their own, you know, hang-ups and problems and issues that they had to work on for themselves to get to a point where they could both be together. I love stories like this. It's so gripping and thrilling. They keep you totally entranced, like in the story, because you're like, come on, come on, come on. They have so many of those almost moments, and you're like, come on, you were nearly there, get it together, get it together, get it together. But it keeps you really excited, and it keeps you like so busy throughout the book. And Bethany is just like, she's just one big surprise. Like seriously, think Miss Honey and then be surprised, you will be. Like it's just exactly that. And she was a great character. Sarah was a great character. The differences were great, and I just really like loved them. As with all A.L. Brooks, there were some passionate scenes in here which were just so hot, like so very hot. Like, so reading this at work was not the best idea. Like, I was sitting on my lunch break, like, fanning my cheeks. I was like, oh my god. But I was really impressed. Like, I loved it. It was great. The chemistry between Bethany and Sarah just worked. It was electric. It just worked. It leapt off the page, and I enjoyed reading about it. It was so good. And A.L. Brooks just does a great job at writing it. So I was like, I loved it. I was in absolute heaven. This book was the best. I loved it. I'm definitely grabbing myself a paperback copy of this as well. I said that about the last one. I said that about Up on the Roof. So I'm going to have to do myself a little shop and buy myself some A.L. Brooks books. But I loved it. I'll pop a link in the description if you want to go and grab a copy of One Way or Another. You know you do. You're missing out if you don't. It's so good. If you've read it, let me know. I'd love to know your thoughts on the characters and the story and what you thought of it all. And if you're going to read it, or if you'd like to add it to your reading list, like, seriously, you won't be disappointed. The humour in it is spot on. It's funny, sweet and romantic, all mixed into one, and you will thoroughly enjoy reading it. It's like proper page turner. You won't be able to put it down, honest. Great book. Loved it so much. And if you do grab a copy of it, I really hope you enjoy it. Bye.